Hello students, I Prabha Sharma welcome you to the next chapter of the partnership called as Dissolution of Partnership. This is the last chapter of the unit 2 of partnership accounting treatments. Now today our learning objectives are: what is the dissolution of partnership firm, that means the concept of dissolution of partnership firm, and the differences between the dissolution of partnership and the dissolution of partnership firm, the differences between the firm's debt and the private debts, as well as to the modes of dissolution of partnership firm. First, the concept of the dissolution of the partnership means totally end of the partnership, means the end of the legal entity, end of the agreement of the partners. It means the end of the relationships among the partners. So this is the concept of related to the dissolution of partnership firm. Just this is a complete breakdown of the all the concept and all the relations. Now the differences between the dissolution of partnership and the dissolution of partnership firm. Concept basis is one, meaning on the basis means dissolution of partnership means change in agreements, but the firms will remain continue, and the dissolution of firm means the firm will totally closed. Second is economy relations. Economy relation means there is only the change of agreement and the profit and losses relation will remain there. But in the dissolution, no relation of profit and loss among the partners will remain. Number third is disclosure of books. The disclosure of books in the dissolution of partnership, there is no need to disclose to close the books, but in the dissolution of firms accounts will be totally closed. Then the effect of the partnership, effect on the dissolution of partnership, no effect on the employees, the debtors creditors will remain as it is, but the dissolution of firm all will be closed. Then dissolution of partnership, the next last content is the court's intervention. In the dissolution of partnership, no interventions of the partnership can be dissolved by the mutual consent. So there is no intervention of the court. But when the dissolution of firm is there, the intervention and without interventions of the court, the firm can be dissolved. Now I am moving to the differences between the firm's debt and the private debt. Firm's debt means the loan taken by the firms, and the private debt means the loans taken by individual partners. The concept is number one, the basis, meaning the firm's debt means the loan payables to the outsiders by the firm, and it can be covered from the firm's assets. But the private debt means the debts are payable by our individual partners and can be covered from his personal asset. Then who is liable? The jointly all the partners are liable to pay the firm's debt, but only for the private debt, only the concerned partner is liable to pay the debt. Applications of the firm's property. In the firm's debt, the firm's property will be attached, and then the individual personal property of the partners will be attached if required. But for the private debts, only the personal property of the individual partners will be attached. Now, the applications of the private property, then the firms will pay the debt from own property, firm's property, then the personal property can be called as per the ratio of the individual partner, but the private debt word is referring the private property of will be attached to pay the private debts only. Firm's property cannot be attached. So the modes of the dissolution of the partnership, there are the two ways. Number one is the without the intervention of the court, and second is the with the intervention of the court. First is without the intervention of the courts. There are the few contents now. First is the step number one is the one mutual agreement. It means with the consent of the all the partner, it can be dissolved. Next point is the compulsory dissolution. The compulsory dissolution refers to when the all the partners becomes insolvent, and the business become unlawful, means illegal. Then in the both cases it is required to dissolve the firms compulsory. And the happening of the events, yeah, out of all these happening of the events, then the firms can be dissolved. Number one, on the insolvency of a single partner, one partner, and on the death of any one partner, and the if the fulfillment of the object is not there, and the expiry of a one particular time period. If the time period is over, automatically it will be over, or you may say dissolved. And by the notice word is referring the if the duration of the firm is not fixed, a simple notice can be dissolve the partnership firm. It can be given by a single partners, one partners to the other, even then it will be dissolved. And by the orders of the court, the partners may appeal to the court to dissolve the firm. In the case is number one, if any partners becomes with the unsound mind, with not with the normal mind, means that's why it is called as the unsound mind. And second is if any partner is breaching the contracts. Second is if any partners transferring on interest to the third party, because it is not the right of the partners to transfer. If the partner transfers, even then the court can pay the orders to dissolve it. But if any partner is misconducting and giving the harms to the partnership, and then if any partner is disabled to perform on duty, and next one is the firm is continuously suffering the loss, and then if any other reason when the court is satisfied can give the order to dissolve the firm. So these are the points which I have discussed and try to understand now. Thank you.